It was nice talking to you.
You take care.
Great. You take care.
Right.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Come on, buddy,
Round 2. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm
Tag team.
here.
Come on.
No.
Hey, this is WWE, mate. Your tag team partner's gone, mate.
Here I am. I won't go down. It's going to be. How can Islam not help you? Sorry? How can Islam?
Oh yeah, that was your point. Come. You said to me, all right, here's a claim you made.
Yeah.
How has Islam helped me? Was that what you said?
The only time Islam has helped me, well, that's not fair. Islam helps. There's a certain speaker that sometimes speaks of as an American guy, and he's an Islamic preacher. He wears white, long beard, and I like listening to him.
Alhamdulillah.
So, what's his name?
I said Alhamdulillah. Praise be to God that you're listening with an open mind and an open heart.
I listen to that man.
Alhamdulillah.
He talks to me, but I don't actually believe what he believes.
What do you believe?
I'm a militant agnostic.
What does that mean?
It means I don't know, and I'll go further. I know I don't know.
And what does that mean then?
Well, listen to what I just
said. So if you don't know, do you concede then if you don't know something and someone else has an opinion on the same subject, you are in no authority to say they're wrong?
No, I'm listening. I'm always listening. How can I not listen? I'm a militant agnostic.
I didn't say that.
Sorry, what did you say?
That was ironic. You just said you're always listening. You didn't even listen to what I said. Yeah. Right.
As long as you acknowledge
try again.
mine. As long as you acknowledge mine.
What should I have acknowledged?
I said as long as you acknowledge when I'm right, I will acknowledge when you're.
Okay, we keep tally. No problem.
Of me acknowledging you when you were clever and right.
Well, it's not about being clever. It's just being standard, innit? You know what I mean? If we're going to be doing this, we need to be honest.
That lot laugh. That's clever between me and you.
No, because it's a foolish thing to do.
Go back.
All right. So basically, what I was saying is
I'm an agnostic.
Right. So you don't know.
And I don't know.
Don't know what?
Well, I don't know a lot of things I thought I did know.
Right. What don't you know?
Well, what I don't know. Well, I know. I don't know. That's my position.
You don't know what you don't know.
Of course, I don't know what I don't know, man. How can I possibly?
So how do you know what you know?
How can I possibly not know what I don't know?
So what do you know?
Sorry?
So what do you know?
I know that I get a lot of peace from my belief.
What's your belief? Believing in nothing.
I told you I'm an agnostic.
So basically, you don't know.
I get peace and calm.
What's going to happen when you die?
Sorry?
What's going to happen when you die?
That's the next bit.
You don't know. You don't know.
No.
So does that not concern you?
All I know is that we are made up of very minute and complicated electrical charges, right? Which are humming through everybody and everything in this room here now.
Agreed.
And when I die, there will be no time.
Whoa. You said you don't know.
Sorry?
You said you don't know.
I'm assuming.
Well, no. Wait. If you don't know, you don't know.
Well, I just told you one thing that you agreed with.
What was that?
That we are made up of lots of very complex electrical
You didn't say, it's like, and the sky is blue and the trees are green. Yeah, I agree.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Any more obvious statements you want to make?
Sorry?
Any more obvious statements you want to make?
No, it's a great obvious statement to make because a lot of people here don't even know that that's the case. And a lot of other people don't even believe that that's the case.
All right, so what you're saying...
So it's worth saying it and it's worth them hearing you agree.
I'm pretty sure.
Because a lot of people don't realise that there are a lot of humming, whirring, complicated electrical charges. They don't. A lot of people here don't believe that, do you?
I'm pretty sure everybody here knows they're made up of atoms.
You really believe that?
Does anybody here not believe they're made up of atoms?
How often have you come to Speaker's Corner, man?
Yeah, many times.
How many? Really? And you think there's people here believe?
So
they're made of jelly.
What? And what's that jelly made of? From?
Hey?
What's that jelly made up from?
They will tell you that's it.
Okay. They're nuts.
I've never.
They're nuts.
Right.
There's a lot of people here nuts. Have you not noticed that?
For me, it's an obvious statement to say.
Hey, that was one here.
Why?
All right. Well,
I didn't say something. Look, if I say something and you correct me on it, right, then you can have your little tally, right? But I agree with you. We're made up of atoms.
Right.
All right. I ask you.
Okay,
I ask you a specific question.
What happens when I die?
What's going to happen to you when you die?
I know that.
Oh, you know now?
No, I'm just telling you what I know. Obviously, I know something.
So as a militant,
I know I'm talking to someone.
Well, let's set the board up. Let's set the board up. So as a militant agnostic, do you know what's going to happen to you when you die or not?
Do I know what I'm going to? I know some. I don't know what's going to happen.
So you don't know, or you do?
Hey, it's just I don't know whether you're trying to trick me or whether you're a little bit stupid somewhere, right? I'm telling you, right? I'm telling telling you what I do know. Having said I don't know, as is my belief, I don't know about issues like whether Islam is
No, I understand that. No, I understand that. Before we get to that,
I don't know.
Before we get to that, we have to understand.
I do know that
You started off this conversation saying you're a militant agnostic.
Yes.
And then you said you don't know, and then I said, what don't you know? You said you don't know what you don't know. Right. This is your stance. So then I asked you a question.
These are paradoxes. Can we not move on?
We are moving.
I believe in an interesting paradox.
Yes,
right?
but we had to remind you.
There are no rules, therefore there are no rules against making rules.
Unfortunately,
that's a very interesting paradox. It's an anarchist paradox. I'm an anarchist. All right?
So as an anarchist,
yes.
you throw out the rules of logic.
Sorry?
So as an anarchist, you throw out the rules of logic and you deal emotionally. Is that how it works?
Why was that?
No, I'm asking you.
No.
It's a question.
No.
So you stay within the rules of logic.
I'm a physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual person. Right?
So you stay within the realms of logic.
That's the nature of my being.
All right. So you stay within the realms of logic then.
Within the realms of logic. I've just told you something. Either accept it or
No. I'm trying to. Look, you keep saying lots and lots of things. I'm trying to ascertain what you're saying.
You don't say lots and lots of things.
No, I'm trying to understand what you're saying. It's unfair.
I think you're trying to embarrass me and my beliefs in front of these people. That's what I think.
Okay. No one. Listen.
You won't do.
No one's going to be. You can't embarrass yourself by saying you don't know. That's honesty.
I can embarrass myself quite easily.
No, but why?
But you can't.
Nothing embarrassing me about you don't know. Nothing embarrassing me about that. There are many things that people don't know.
Do you want to talk about Islam and belief in front of these people or not? Or do you just want to nitpick your way through every word I say?
No, what I want to do...
Because that's what it sounds like now. Right. Am I right or wrong?
Wrong. What I want to do...
So two people...
No, what I'm trying to do is ascertain what you believe. That's all I'm trying to do.
I'm telling you what I believe. I'm a seeker.
Right. Alhamdulillah.
I'm a seeker.
All right. But you're also a militant...
I haven't seen anything yet, and I'm 72 years old.
Alhamdulillah.
And I haven't seen anything yet that takes me, right?
I like it. I like the word yet. All right. So here's the thing, you see. If you're a militant agnostic and you say you don't know, because we have to have a standard here, yeah? That means you don't know, right?
No, man. I said that in the same way as you said you had evidence for your faith, right?
I didn't say I had evidence for my faith.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
So you have no evidence for your faith?
I haven't.
See what it's like when somebody does it to you? It's nonsense, isn't it?
Well, it's not.
Okay,
listen.
let's just drop all that double talk and let's talk about, because there's a lot of people still listening. And why, I don't know, because both of us are...
Everyone wants to know what you want to... Everybody's waiting to hear what you know and what you believe.
I'm telling
because
you.
I'll tell you why. Because you're like a specimen here now. Because you're saying you don't know, and then you're a searcher and a seeker, but you don't know. And then I'm asking what happens when you die, and you don't know.
I'm taking the trouble to listen to you.
So here's the thing, you see.
I must have.
So you're in a situation. So you made a statement earlier that you're comfortable with your belief. It makes you feel content and happy and whatever. Peace of mind is the term you used, right? Now here's the thing I'm asking you. You don't know. So how can you have peace of mind if you don't know, right? And
you're going to do this. You're going to carry on doing this rather than talk about that. Rather than defend your gotcha. Rather than defend your position, you're going to attack
what's my position?
Well, I can tell you what your position.
Tell me.
No, you tell me. No, I'm not.
You said I could tell you your position.
I thought, hang on, you just asked me to do what you're doing. I'm not going to do that.
No,
right?
you just made no. You just made.
Let us talk about belief. Let us talk about Islam.
All right.
By all means.
Well, let's just clarify something, because you keep making these statements.
Listen,
I'm not going to let your statement slide. Understand something. What's your name, my friend? What's your name?
My name's Tony.
Tony, I'm Darren. Listen, mate. Listen.
You sure it's Darren?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going to let this slide. You see, because
you said
this is what you did. You said, I know. You're right. I'm not going to keep defending you because you're on the attack. I'm going to do what you've done. And I said, go on, then. And then you went, well, no, I'm not going to do that. You know why? Because you can't. That's the point. I can challenge what you're saying because you're not making any sense. You can't say you don't know and then claim to know. It's impossible.
I may not be making any sense.
And you use the word militant agnostic.
There's no clarity coming from you. I'm not getting.
You haven't asked me anything.
Well,
I haven't made any claims. I'm just questioning your claims. And your claims are falling apart right now. But I don't mind. You can challenge me. I'm here, alhamdulillah. I'm not going to interfere.
I have always been a seeker. I was brought up
Beautiful.
I was brought up an atheist.
Do you know what the Prophet Muhammad teaches? Peace and blessings upon him. Seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave. Alhamdulillah. So you're behaving like a Muslim. I like that. Carry on.
That's not me behaving like
It
a
is.
Muslim.
It is. See, most people stop seeking. You know when people say,
me behaving
you know what
like my
happens?
father.
Let me explain what a militant agnostic does. I'll tell you what a militant agnostic
told
does.
me to look and see.
Alhamdulillah.
Right? So that is not me behaving.
Your father
like
would have made a great Muslim also.
You don't know my father. But my father taught me to ask questions and look.
All right. Now, what you've just said now.
That doesn't make my father a Muslim, and because I followed my father, that doesn't make.
I didn't say it makes you a Muslim.
Because what happens about the people that were asking questions before the year 700?
Give me an example. Which people?
Well,
You do know you're speaking to a Muslim, not a Christian, yeah?
well, I
Alhamdulillah,
understand.
as long as you know.
I understand the Muslim religion started 700 years ago.
So
what happened to the people asking questions before the year 700 BC? Were they Muslims? How could they have been?
Okay, alhamdulillah.
Okay.
Fantastic
Give
question.
me one for that or not?
Yeah, no.
No.
If I can't answer it, yes. But when I wipe the floor with your question, then no, obviously not. All right, first thing, you made a claim. Were they Muslims before 7th century, yeah?
No,
that was a question.
No, that was merely because you said something about my father probably being a good Muslim.
No, would have made a good Muslim, I said.
Would have made a good Muslim.
Listen to my words, I'm very clear.
Okay, can we play that bit back?
Don't worry, you'll see it all, be all in glory there.
Where would it be?
EFDawah. Anyway, so let me answer that question though, because it's a good question and it's a fair question, because people have this idea that Islam was invented in the 7th century, and pre-7th century there was no Islam, and Muhammad made it up in the 7th century.
You know, I'm less interested in, I'm as much interested in how Islam started as I am about how Christianity.
Are you interested to understand what Islam means and what a Muslim is? Would that help? You know what that would do?
No. I'm really, and I'm judging you, and I'm taking in information, and I'm making my own decisions about what this particular Darren Muslim is, just by interacting with you. And you're tricksy, and you're too clever by half, and your intellect keeps tripping over, and you keep coming back again because you've done it before, right? That's what I'm getting from you. Doesn't sound much like the man I told you about over there, who was an Islamic preacher, who I really have got a lot of respect for, who spoke to me clearly and openly and honestly with a very spiritual base to him, and I really like that man.
Fantastic.
That is not the person I'm speaking to.
But you know the difference between me and him?
You are tricksy, man.
Do you know the difference between me and him?
And you're tricksy because you are tricksy.
Shall I tell you the difference?
Because you're hiding shit.
Shall I tell you the difference?
And it's a bit obvious.
Shall I tell you the difference between me and him?
Well, you want to go there, yeah? All right.
Well, I can't speak for him, that's not fair. I'll speak for myself. All right. Sometimes I might hurt you with the truth, but I'll never. Well, you're behaving that way.
I love the truth.
Listen. Sometimes I will hurt people with the truth, but I will never comfort them with a lie. Right? That's just how I am. If you don't like what I'm saying, then take it on the chin. All right? My friend here might have been in a mode where he was just letting people know, and he's not going to challenge you what you believe. See, I'm going to challenge what you believe. I'm going to make your belief feel uncomfortable.
But he challenged.
I'm going to show you how your belief is not rational, because you think you're rational. You see, that's the thing. You see.
Who said anything about rationality?
Do you believe you're rational?
I said I'm a physical, intellectual.
Do you believe what you say makes sense?
Emotional, spiritual being.
Do you believe what you say makes
Now,
sense?
Some of that, the intellectual part of me, has the element of rationality about it.
Okay. Do you
Yes, I can use
do you believe what you believe makes sense?
Well, to me it does.
Right. So you believe what you believe is rational then? Okay.
God, man, it's what are these conversational quirks that you keep coming out like this, man? Just
All I'm
talk to
doing
me
is
like
proving my
another
claims are
human
correct.
being, you know,
All I'm
that's
doing
not
is
what
proving
I'm
my
getting.
claims correct.
I'm getting a lot of you're playing intellectual games with me endlessly, because that's all you can really do when you get.
Are you not a militant agnostic?
I am.
Right. So do you not speak intellect?
That's going to... But that's a problem for you, right?
Why?
So you're tricking me, playing tricksy games.
Why should you?
Because I gave you one paradox
No.
which explains me.
No.
It's a paradox. You understand that, don't you?
Yeah. Why should you, not knowing how the heavens and earth will come into existence, or what happens when you die, concerns me?
It concerns you.
Why? No, you just said you've concerned me because of your stance of militant agnosticism, yeah? Whereas, why should I care whether or not you know or don't know?
Well, because I might be doing what you're trying to do to me.
What's that?
What
am I trying to do to you?
What you just told me you were going to do.
What am I doing?
You've got a belief system which you can end up getting me to believe.
No.
Well, then okay.
Why do you think you're stood here?
Sorry?
Why do you think you're stood here?
Because I take the time to listen to people I have.
No.
Well, that's why I'm listening. Why I'm listening to you.
Why you're here? Why are you stood here, though?
I'll tell you why I'm here, but don't say no when I'm telling you something and it's the truth. Because I'm not interested in lying to you. I occasionally get caught up with.
Okay, who invited you to come here?
Like
who said to come here?
I did.
I did.
No, I did.
Did I not say come?
Sorry?
Did I not say come?
Oh, I thought you were trying to get me in camera.
No? Did I not invite you? Did I not invite you to come? All right. The reason why I invited you to come here, right? Because I was having a discussion with the atheist here, and you were chops in, right?
Yeah.
As if you had something to say. So I want to hear what you got to say, and you don't appear to have anything to say. That's the problem.
Well, I'm getting the same message from you,
and then
because whatever you say, it's so tied up with its own little silly logic.
No.
I'm not getting anything.
Look, I'm trying to understand your position. I have to understand your position. If you're a Christian, your position is based on the Bible, and I'd rip the Bible to pieces, right? But you're not a Christian, so I have to know
the Bible, even all the stuff that the Islamic faith believes in.
What?
No, not that. Okay, not all the Bible.
Well, please.
Sorry, I'm taking.
If you want to try and make the claim the Quran speaks about the Bible, feel free. All right. Anyway. But the point here is this.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So I can't speak to you as I would a Christian, can I? No. I can't speak to you as I did my man here. I have to speak to you as what? A militant agnostic. Now,
No.
Yes.
You don't have to speak to me any different.
No. Because I have to understand your position. Because if I don't know you're a militant agnostic and I start saying, well, the Bible's not the word of God, you're going, yeah, of course it's not. I don't believe it is.
You're quite a new recruit, aren't you? How long has it been?
15 years.
15 years.
3 weeks after 9/11. Yeah. What's your point? So that's another claim you've made, which is baseless. New recruit. 15 years. That's not new.
If you want to play that back, it was a question.
No,
I said you're a bit of a new recruit.
No. A question is this: are you a new recruit?
Everything the man wants.
Yeah, but you can't just keep saying things. You didn't ask the question. You assumed.
You assumed. Whether you carry on listening to me,
listen. You are right. You can do whatever you like, but you're not within the realms of logic. You can't make a statement and say it was a question.
No, I told you what I am. I'm within the realms of physicality, emotion, intellect, and spirituality.
Well, unfortunately, intellect is on trial here. Your intellect is suffering here, my friend, because you're not using it. Everything's emotional. You can't say to me, you don't even know who I am, and you say to me, oh, you're a new recruit, aren't you? That's a question. Or should I say a statement? Yeah? Now, what's that got to do with what I was asking you? I'm trying to understand your position. Now, I've never heard of a militant...
You're trying to understand my position so you can rip it to pieces.
Yes.
Like you do. Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
You're not going to.
Let's try it.
Right.
Let's do it then.
I did tell you, but you stopped me. I got as far as we are all made up of tiny little electrical charges, and you agreed.
Alhamdulillah.
So we both understand that.
Yes.
We both agree that when we're unconscious, time stands still.
What?
When you're unconscious, all right, then when you're unconscious...
So someone in a coma, time doesn't move?
Yeah, for them. They don't recognise time.
Right. So a disabled person doesn't recognise time. What's your point?
No, a disabled person does.
How do they recognise time? Have they got no comprehension? How do you know about time?
When you're unconscious.
When do you learn about time?
You don't recognise time.
An autistic child won't know about time. What's your point? It doesn't make no sense what you're saying. We're trying to understand your militant agnosticism. The one that makes you feel comfortable and makes you sleep easy at night. The one that gives you comfort and peace. I want to know what it is. Maybe it's better than Islam.
The reason I sleep well at night is because I've done acres and acres of dream workshop. So I've got hold of my dreams and I listen to them and I know
Right.
who I am. And
Right.
I love it.
Right.
It's very,
So-
and it's a very big part of my life.
Alhamdulillah, fantastic. But here's the point.
That's why
We're
I
talking
dream.
about, right, so you have a satisfaction.
Once again, makes me more of an agnostic than before. Because there was just so many different things I don't know.
Right, here's the oxymoron going on here. You don't know and you're a seeker, yeah? So you're a militant agnosticism. This is what an agnostic says. We don't know, we
No,
can't...
don't you tell me what my sort of it's like telling
You tell me then.
It's not like me telling you what type of anarchist.
You're correct. So tell me what type of militant agnostic you are.
I've told you.
You haven't.
Many times.
You haven't.
I'm a militant agnostic, and the proof of that is I come here every week, and everybody I haven't spoken to before.
I've never seen this guy in my life.
Quite honestly, this is the only.
Did you
time
wear a
I'm gonna
fake beard or
speak to you,
something?
because you are so tied up in a defensive pseudo-intellectualism.
Defensive?
Which I'm listening. Other people are listening. They can choose whether.
What am I
that's what you'll
defending?
do.
What am I defending?
You're defending the fact that I might.
You've
talk
been
to
on
you
the
about
rack
your
since the
belief.
get-go. You've been on the rack since the get-go. You've not put me on nothing. How can I be defending? I'm attacking. Well, you're the one who keeps getting asked questions and not answering them.
You've been listen. You've been a Muslim.
Don't deflect.
less-
Don't deflect.
less
Don't
time
deflect.
than him.
Don't deflect.
Right. Even if it's from birth.
He's probably 16. Anyway, carry on.
You do not. You're not going to make my. You're not going to change my belief by attacking the belief that I have.
Why do you believe what you believe?
Sorry.
Why do you believe what you believe?
Why? Because it's the most comfortable for me to have, and it teaches me the most.
Right.
Because I'm forever asking questions.
So what does it teach you?
But I like to ask questions for people who are going to give me answers that are not so intellectually defended as yours.
You haven't asked a question.
That's. I'm telling you.
You haven't asked a question.
Sorry?
You haven't asked a question.
I haven't asked the question.
You said I'd rather have a conversation where I ask the questions and the person I'm asking is not
As soon as I
defensive.
ask you a question, you ask me from where I'm coming from.
Which question did you ask me?
Because the way you answer questions is, and you've told me this, and everybody heard you, is to rip the shreds out of my belief system. Therefore,
Okay.
how can someone with that belief system possibly ask me a question with any authority? That's your position.
No.
Is it not?
Listen,
Am I right?
I'll explain something to you. Can I explain something to you? What you believe right now,
Yeah.
you weren't born believing this.
This
Right?
we said of both of us.
No, we'll talk to you, all right?
Oh.
Right? And you were taught this by your
no
father.
sharing.
You were taught this by your father, yeah? As you said earlier.
I said one of the person.
One of the influences, right. So this is a developed belief you've got from your social conditioning and surroundings, yeah?
No.
Where have you got it from then?
Where I got it.
Other than your social
No, it
conditioning
may
and
be-
surroundings, where have you got it from?
It's part of one of the things my father said that I believed at the time and still believe, and that was I should ask questions. Now, if you're going to tell me that's a bad belief or a wrong thing to be doing, then you're in the wrong bloody place. Right?
Ask your questions. I told you to ask questions. Have I asked you to ask questions? And do you think my way of life tells me not to ask questions? No, it doesn't.
I think ask him more.
Ask him more, please. Oh, what's it? Phone a friend.
No,
Right.
no, he can't answer a question. Without,
All right, ask me a question.
He cannot answer.
Ask me a question.
without first attacking my belief.
I'll ask you a question.
What he has to do is he always has to find out who's answered the question and then attack their inferior belief. We don't hear about his belief. We only hear him murder your inferior belief.
No. Listen.
That's what's happening.
Are you a seeker of truth? Are you a seeker of truth?
Sorry?
Are you a seeker of truth?
Yeah.
You claim to be. Yes?
Oh, I'm now claiming to be. All right, I'm claiming to be.
You claim to be seeker of truth, yes?
Well, you're telling I am one, but you're saying
Right. So if you're seeking truth, what will define
I'll
truth?
tell you the evidence for that. I've spent this much time with a bloke like you.
What will define truth for you?
I actually must believe that you've got something.
What would you define truth?
But it isn't coming out, pal.
Right.
And I'll
So
tell
what do you
what, there may be a few agnostics in this audience. They may all be your followers. I don't know.
They're not followers.
I don't know what they are. Well, the two that were standing next to me earlier certainly were. But if you want to keep them in the audience, or you want them to have any belief that you're worth listening to, you better do something in the next 5 minutes, because all I'm hearing from you is tricksy game playing.
We're talking about
because you're defended, because you know you.
Okay, how can I defend?
Without attacking my belief?
How can I defend?
Right?
How can I
And the
defend
only
if you don't
question
attack?
you really want to have
Is what?
about your belief.
Okay.
Because it's so important to me.
You said
Mine is intrinsic.
you're a seeker of truth, yes?
Mine is intrinsic.
You're a seeker of truth, yes?
I am a seeker of truth.
Define truth.
Sorry?
Define truth.
Define the truth to us.
I'll know it when I see it.
And how? No. Define it. You must be looking for it. You're seeking it. How will you recognize it?
Good question. I'm not hearing it here. I tell you what, all I'm getting here
What is it then?
is defensiveness.
Defensive.
You are one tricksy bloke, and it'll end up.
Listen.
Tricksy, man. How can he possibly teach anybody anything? And how can he possibly?
You teach us. Tell us the truth.
Listen. You can't make claims. One second.
What do you?
Listen.
I tell you what my area of expertise is, right? My area of expertise is stand-up comedy, theatre, performance. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. And when I speak here, the reason I haven't been to see, I didn't bring my. I speak on the mixed ability shaman. That's what I am. I'm a mixed ability shaman. Sometimes I get it wrong. All right.
Right. So how define truth?
Now, define truth. You'll see it when you see it.
No. You're seeking it. So you're looking to. How are you going to recognize truth when you see it?
I'm looking for it. I'm still seeking it.
Okay. How are you going to recognize it if you don't know what it looks like? All right. Let's narrow it down. Can truth be defined by where you're born? Right. Can truth be defined by what your parents teach you? So what defines truth?
Experience is the only evidence.
Right. And that's based on your social conditioning and surroundings.
What, experience?
Yes. Who you've met, who you've talked to, what books you've read, who taught you at school, who's your inspirational in your life? All right. Who's your inspiration in life, for example?
Inspiration in life?
Yeah.
Various philosophers.
Give me an example. Just so I can understand. I'm trying to understand you.
Take things from.
Can't take you apart until I know what you believe.
If I was to say somebody like Noam Chomsky influences me, it would be right. Yes, I listen to.
Would that define truth? No. So how are you going to recognize? See, you keep saying I'm not seeing it here. I'm not. You don't even know what it looks like. Really, you don't. Right? And you've already taken the position as a militant atheist, agnostic.
I told you, the man over there teaches me. You don't. He's Islamic. You claim to be Islamic, right? But the amount of Islam oozing from you, in the way it oozes from that man over there,
so why are you not Muslim?
Is very little.
So why are you not Muslim? Being so impressed.
Sorry?
Why are you not Muslim after the beautiful preaching you heard?
Oh, there's lots of beauty in the world besides him.
Right. So what defines truth then? Beauty doesn't define it then. What defines it? See, he spoke nicely to you, I spoke harshly with you, and you're still in the same position. So niceness or slap and tickle with you, it doesn't really matter. You're adamant in your ways, but you don't even know what your ways are. That's the problem, and I'm trying to ascertain what they are. Because you can't look.
I think you maybe is in a way what you're doing is you're seeing somebody like you think you are.
What? No, I'm intellectual. I'm reasonable. I'm logical.
I hear that, but
I use logic. I use reason. I use rationale. Yeah, I question
that's
things.
only a part of the story. It really is only a
Really?
part. Absolutely.
Why?
I told you what. I think the whole story is physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual.
Of course. So you believe
Tell me it's just intellectual, because that's the bit you're good at. That's the bit you're tricksy at. That's the bit you're obsessed with, because that's the way you deal with arguments. I've been arguing with people in this park since 1970.
Right. Alhamdulillah. Right.
And I've been standing on a speaker stand here since 1970.
And you spoke to somebody like me before?
Yes, all the time.
Right.
Defensive.
All right.
Defensive. And usually, the people that argue like you, that are coming with that intellectual trick.
What if I said this defensive? What if I said this defensive?
Sorry?
What if I said this defensive?
The whole bit. The fact that I've just...
You haven't asked me a question.
Can't we just hug it out?
Sorry?
Can't we just hug it out and just be friends?
We're not getting anywhere.
Well, then we don't learn anything.
Well, you're asking,
We're trying to learn something.
You're asking for physicality and emotional when you hug. I'm up for it, but this man is living in his brain, right? And you can tell that just by you. I get that. I know that.
Why? What's wrong with
What
you?
are you on about?
Sorry?
What are you on about? No, we're talking about defensive here, man. Flipping that, man. You're the epitome. If it was in the dictionary, it'd be your picture. Seriously. If defensive was in the dictionary, it would be your picture.
Is that right?
Yeah, you've done nothing but defend. I ain't done
No,
nothing.
it only needed one defend. You gave it 7. That's defend.
What have I defended?
I'm not asking.
Give me one example of anything I've defended. One example. The only thing I might have
Do you
defended.
actually believe that I might have something to say about Islam that you don't like?
I think you'll make a fantastic Muslim. I really do.
Well, because I've been arguing with you and I'm actually repeating some of your
No, because you have no belief. Because you have no belief. There's no rationale to what you believe, you see.
You now say I might make a good one.
No, the reason I say that, the reason I say that is because what you believe right now is so flaky. You've got nothing to support it, yeah, and it just seems an emotional whim, to be honest with you. And I think if you truly knew what Islam was, I think you'd make a fantastic Muslim. I really do.
When was the
Why
last?
don't you just listen?
When was the last time
We got round 3 waiting. You can come next, no worries. All right, carry on. You can come next.
I'm easy. It's all good.
Have a go.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
What do you mean it's not fair?
I'll leave you to him, man. Because really,
Are you going to hug it out before you go?
I have no issues with shaking a man's hand and hugging him. Why do you keep acting like as if this is some kind of violent confrontation and hatred? And there's no hatred here.
If it was you and I, we would.
friends.
Listen, if it was you and I, we would hug.
Okay.
If this man might.
Would you like a hug? You just said this man will hug me. I've offered you. Let's hug. Let's hug.
You did say.
Would you like a hug?
your word.
Right. So there we see who's emotional yet again. No worries. Fantastic.
Come on. Shake hands.
I'm not coming back. But you can
That
find.
would not surprise me.
You can find me. I'm here every other week, right? You can find me, but there's nothing here for me, and that's sad.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of people hoping they might.
Do you know what's fantastic? Because there are people around the world who are watching this, yeah, who maybe thought like you did.
Will be a good Muslim.
And you know what? They got a little bit more honesty within them, a little bit less arrogance within them, and they realise, you know what? That guy's right. There is no basis to what I'm supporting. Why am I believing this? Why was that guy so defensive and calls the other person defensive? That's what they're going to
What's
think.
that saying about you?
But I'm not defensive. I've been on the
You're one
attack.
of the most defensive people I've met. What are you talking about?
Now they're going to question your judgment. Because you've not asked me one question.
Don't stand there like
So how
that
can I
saying you're not
defend?
defensive. That's defensive.
You haven't asked me a question. You haven't said anything that I need to defend. The only thing I may have defended is your statements, which are not logical. And I've highlighted it for you that they're not logical. That's all it is. That's the only defense I've done.
I've not learned a lot here today, and I've really wanted to learn.
Does that really surprise you? Have a great day. Go on then. Where's he gone?
Come on, brother.
Where's he gone? Yeah, come.
Take a chance.